Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. For those of you who are new here, what we do on this channel is we talk about all things pro wrestling, AEW, WWE Impact, New Japan, women's wrestling, basically anything that has to do with professional wrestling. And if you like what you see, then make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. Now, I haven't been to a WWE live event in quite some time, but my mom and I did go see SummerSlam this past weekend at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. It was actually a really cool experience. I had forgotten just how much fun it is to watch a WWE show live. I mentioned this earlier, but it really is something else to be in the arena when the lights go down. You hear the crowd start to get excited, the pyrotechnics go off, the music hits. I mean, it's just electric. You literally feel like you are a part of the action. And again, I know that sounds silly, but if you've never experienced it, it is really something else. The pyrotechnics, the music, the crowd noise, all of it combined together to make for a really unforgettable night. You cheer along with them. You help lead the chants. So it's very important to support the wrestlers, support the product however you can. And going to a live event is definitely a way to do that. You just feel like you're a part of it. There's a lot of wrestlers involved, there's a lot of matches, and it's just a big production overall. With that many moving parts, anything can happen. I just love that about wrestling in general, especially at a live event like SummerSlam. There were moments that I honestly never saw coming. And again, I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen the show yet, and I think everyone should try to go to one at least once in their life. So that is my opinion. That is why I think everyone should try to go to a live show at least once in their life. But there were definitely some moments that I was not expecting, and that's what makes going to a live show so cool. If so, what was your experience like? What was the best match you saw? Let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. You just never know what is going to happen. Now, this is something that I love about wrestling in general, whether it's on TV, a live event, And with a big event like SummerSlam, you kind of have an idea of what is going to happen. Now, you may have heard some rumors, may have seen certain things on social media, but you never truly know what is going to happen. Like I said, anything can turn. I just love that you never know what is going to happen. Anything can turn. A match can turn. A heel can turn. Somebody can come back. A surprise return. You just never know what is going to happen. And I was just starstruck. Like I didn't know what to do. I couldn't believe it was him. He was just walking around. I think he was signing autographs. But yeah, I was just starstruck. I was like, wow, that's John Cena. And the main event, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, I'd never seen anything like that in my life, and that was last year. Obviously, I've seen other ladder matches. I've seen the men's Money in the Bank match before, but the women's Money in the Bank match last year with the spots that these women took, it was unbelievable. And again, you can't predict that. I'm pretty sure he probably thinks I'm an idiot. You're like, oh, okay, that's going to be cool. But you never truly know what is going to happen. And that's what makes wrestling so special. You just never know. And that's why I love it. And that's one of the reasons I think everyone should try to go to a live event at least once in their life. I was just standing there staring at him, probably looking like a creep. But yeah, it's just kind of cool to see these people who you've only ever seen on TV in person. And they're just people, they're just people. And that's really cool. And it's also cool to see the wrestlers kind of interact with the crowd, acknowledge the fans. It's pretty cool. I've heard people say before that they do. And think going to a live show is worth the money. You see them walking around before the show, maybe in the concourse. And I know this sounds silly too, but it's kind of surreal to see these people who you've seen on TV for so long. You've watched them perform, you've watched them cut promos. It's kind of cool to see them in person, just walking around, hanging out, chilling. I'm not gonna comment on whether or not it is worth the money, because that is gonna be different for everybody. But I do think that everybody should try to go to one at least once in their life. I know the WWE is a huge company, and you may think that by buying a ticket, you're not really supporting the wrestlers themselves, but the wrestlers do get paid more when there is a live audience. Also, if you buy a ticket, it shows that there is demand for these live events. So therefore, the WWE is going to continue to do them. If you're a fan, if you watch wrestling regularly, go to a live show at least once in your life, because it's just something special. You feel like you are a part of the action. Like the wrestlers aren't just performing for an audience. It feels like you're there with them. They're putting on a performance, obviously, but it feels like you're right there in the middle of it. Especially with something like SummerSlam. And yeah, I mean, even if you're not the biggest wrestling fan, maybe you're just getting into it, or maybe you're more of a casual fan. I still think that everybody should try to go to a live show at least once in their life. So that is what I'm going to talk about in this video. I want to talk about why I believe everybody should try to go to a live show at least once in their life. And obviously I am biased because I love wrestling, but I think everybody should try to go to one at least once. And I'm going to tell you why. So the first thing I think that makes going to a live show so special is the atmosphere. You know, one of my favorite parts of going to the show is during the entrance of the wrestlers, because you kind of get to participate in it. Another thing that's cool about going to a live show is that you kind of get to see these wrestlers as people. I remember a few years ago I saw John Cena at the American Airlines Center in Dallas before a house show. Also, I think going to a live show is a great way to support the wrestlers. If nobody goes to the live shows, then the WWE isn't going to do them. Another reason I think that going to a live event is so special is because you coo and predict what is going to happen. And I think that's so cool. And with a show like SummerSlam, there are so many moving pieces. Last year, I got to attend Money in the Bank at the Allstate Arena in Chicago. I mean, you look at the card going into the show and you see a women's ladder match. You just never know what is going to happen. And with a show like SummerSlam, there were so many surprises. There were returns. Going to a live show is a unique experience, something that you will never forget. But what do you guys think? Have you ever been to a live wrestling event? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.